Hey everybody, Erica here with Sweet Sue Media. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Welcome to a new week of the ABCs of a successful social media presence. If you are just joining me, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you for being here. What I will be doing over the next few weeks is giving you the small business owner tips, tools, and information that I hope will help you successfully and confidently navigate the social media landscape and also help you more effectively engage with your customers, clients, and followers. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. This week we are all the way up to the letter T, and today T is for tools. Make what you do easy, or at the very least, make it less time consuming. Today, what I want to talk about are content schedulers. I think these can be extremely beneficial to your business. They can save you so much time as far as posting content and actually responding to your followers, and I highly recommend them. Now, there are different types of content schedulers. They do different things. They have different features, but there are some general key benefits that I think you really need to look for regardless of the type of scheduler you're looking for. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing I think you need to look for is whether or not the particular content scheduler you're looking at will allow you to post to multiple platforms. So for instance, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, will that particular scheduler allow you to post to those three platforms? You need to be able to manage the bulk of your platforms through one scheduler. So managing multiple platforms through one tool can be extremely beneficial and time saving to your business. The next thing I think you need to look at is cost. How much is a tool actually going to cost you to use? Now, of course, the more the tool does, more than likely, the more expensive it is going to be for you. Also, the more profiles you need to have on there, or the more users, the more expensive it's going to be. So definitely look at the cost, look at what you need to do, look at the needs of your business, and make a determination on that as to whether or not that particular platform is going to work for you. One thing I do recommend when considering cost is to take advantage of any free trials that the schedulers may offer. Most of the major ones do offer at least a 7-day trial. Some you can run, some trials run up to 30 days. I highly recommend you take advantage of that, because what that's going to do is allow you to use that platform, take it through its paces, see what it does, see how easy it is for you to use, and see if it's definitely going to be a good fit for your business. And that is going to help you make a determination as to whether or not the cost is going to be beneficial to you or not. The next thing I think you need to look for is whether or not you can check your data or your analytics inside the content scheduler. So for instance, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, are you able to check the analytics for those platforms inside the content scheduler? If you are, that's going to save you a ton of time. So you're not going to have to go to each platform individually and check. You can actually pull that data from inside the content scheduler. Another thing to look for as far as analytics is if you're able to read them easily and if you are able to export them. That's very important. So when you're looking for analytics, make sure that they're easy to read, that you are able to export them, and that you can even access them at all. That's a huge benefit to you. Next up, customer service and support. Are you able to actually reach someone should you have an issue with the tool itself, or if you have a question? Most of the platforms do have some type of customer service or support, but make sure you check before you actually commit. Now, most of the time when you go to any website, I'm sure you've probably noticed, if you're on the page for just a few seconds, there's going to be a pop-up box in the bottom right-hand corner. Normally it'll say something like, "Hi, my name is Alice. How can I assist you today?" Or it'll be a chat bot, or it'll be something like need to chat or need support. Look for things like that. Look for a phone number, look for an email address, but make sure that particular tool has some type of customer service for you, because you will run into issues. It happens. So you definitely want to make sure you can get help when you need it. Next, let's talk about updates. Is the tool updated regularly? Are they adding new features? Are they keeping up with platform changes? A good way to do that is to research it online. Check those reviews. There are sites that are dedicated to keeping up with what certain tools and platforms do. Go out and do your research. If that site or that tool, is notorious for being updated or not, there will be information on it. So definitely make sure that updates are something that you consider when looking for a content scheduler. Another thing to look for is education. Are there tutorials or tools that are going to help you learn how to actually use the content scheduler itself? Is there an education center within that content scheduler that's going to help you with just about any information you may need? Now, I use Hootsuite. That's not an endorsement, but when I first signed up for it, before I even got a chance to use it, it actually walked me through a series of tutorials on how to use that particular tool, which was great because I didn't know how to use it. It's not like it's extremely hard, but there are some ins and outs and some basics and some information that you will want to know. So make sure that whatever content scheduler you're looking at has an education center that will help you utilize the tool and get the most benefit out of it, get the most bang for your buck. Another thing that you may want to look for when considering education as well is whether or not that particular platform has a blog post, if they keep up with industry standards, if they're keeping up with industry trends and news. If they are, most likely they're keeping their site updated as well. So that's going to help you make that determination as well as if they're keeping their site updated, because if they're keeping up in their blog posts or if they're keeping up in their education center, more than likely they're keeping the site updated as well. Now, the last two things I want to talk about, small business may not take advantage of it too much, but I did want to include it just in case you do come across it when you're looking for a content scheduler. The first thing is collaboration or team collaboration. If you're running your presence on your own, you're the only one that's doing it, then this probably will not be of any benefit to you. But if you have more than a couple of people, maybe you have 2 or 3 people that are managing your platforms for you, team collaborations or collaborations inside content schedulers will allow you to assign tasks to different people and assignments, and then each person can be responsible for a different part of the process. Collaboration is great for that. If you need that, definitely make sure you check to make sure that your content scheduler has that. Another thing you need to look for, and again, it may not be beneficial to small business, but I did want to bring it up, is whether or not the tool allows for bulk composing. And what this does is bulk composing just allows you to schedule a large amount of content over a specified period of time. Bulk composing is good if you're running campaigns, if you have a big product launch coming up, if you're doing a release of a new product, or if you have a big event coming up. So for instance, if you know you have a product launch coming up in, say, July or August, and you already know that there's a specific campaign that you're running, there's specific information, and you've already got it planned out, to keep you from having to go in and schedule it by week, what you can do, and there's usually a spreadsheet involved, you will have to key the information in, but once you schedule it, the content scheduler in that bulk posting will put that information out for you at the scheduled intervals, so you don't have to continue to go back and revisit that campaign or that product launch. It'll just do it for you. So if you're running those types of campaigns, that's great for you. Bulk composing is also great if you have an audience that's across multiple time zones, or even if you're international. What that's going to do is you can put out your information, put it in your spreadsheet, go ahead and schedule it, so that way you don't have to be worried about what time it is in Canada when you put your post out. If you've got international customers, if you have people in the UK or Mexico or wherever they are, then you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be in the proper time zone. Just do the bulk composer. It'll take care of putting everything out for you based on the time zone. That is a huge benefit if you have international customers. Okay, that's my list. And again, that's just some basic features that I think that you should look for when you're considering a content scheduler. If you need to be more specific, of course, you could do your research on that and find out more specific aspects and features of each particular tool. But those are just the key ones that I think if you're going to invest in a content scheduler or spend your time looking for one, those are the things that I think you really, really need to look for first and foremost. So I guess the key to success this week is if you are not using a content scheduler, consider using one. They are great time savers, especially if you're on multiple platforms. It's definitely going to help you as far as making sure your content is posted regularly and consistently, and that's what you definitely want to make sure you're doing, is keeping that content coming consistently, and a content scheduler is definitely the way to go for that. So that's all I have for you today. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please leave me a comment, and by all means, if you think this would benefit another small business owner, please share this post with them. And if you need to catch up on any part of the series, you can do that on my YouTube channel. Go there, hit the subscribe button, keep up with what I'm doing on my YouTube channel. Also, I am certified to do this, guys. So if you need help managing your presence, if you need a plan, if you need a social media audit and want to know if what you're doing is working or not, I would be happy to sit down with you, talk about your business, come up with a plan to get more traffic in your store, more clicks to your website, and more revenue in your pocket. Thank you again for tuning in. Come back next week. I will have another tip for you in this series, the ABCs of a successful social media presence. Again, my name is Erica. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Happy posting. Bye-bye.